News of destruction has overwhelmed all of us this past week. In a state like ours, fear and anxiety about our environment can be a constant, especially during peak tornado season, which is what we're in now. We live often in a state of perpetual, on the edge.
That's true. And now those of us with kids feel even more stress about their safety when we're not with them. How do we live with the stress and anxiety without it overwhelming us? Well, here to talk about remaining sane in an insane environment, Carrie Little with Family and Children's Services. Good to see you.
Good morning.
Great to see
I know this is a tough subject because it's on everybody's mind. It's on everybody's TV.
Right.
Fox 23 News is down there live. But how can we manage this, especially as parents?
Well, I think the biggest thing is to not keep everything bottled up. I think one good thing about us seeing everything all week long is it's allowing us to get out our feelings and talk about things. So when your kids have questions, let them talk about it. When you have questions, talk about it with other adults. If you feel completely overwhelmed and feel like you're not getting back to normal in a way that you feel might be detrimental to your health or your kids' health, then that's the time to reach out and ask for help, maybe from Family and Children's Services or another agency.
There is a lot of fear, I think, now. Every time it rains, it seems like a lot of the kids are kind of worried. What kind of reassuring things should parents be saying?
Always, you want to let your kids know that you're here to keep them safe. You're here to answer their questions if they have any. You're here for them just in general. So try not to shut things down if they have questions. Even if you feel overwhelmed and you don't want to talk about it in that moment, it's really important to let kids talk about it. And it's really important for adults as well. We focus a lot on our kids and we don't take care of ourselves. So we need to remember to be taking care of ourselves as well.
The thing that I found really hard during the storm, which it didn't hit Bristow, it stopped before it hit my house.
Right.
We all went to the basement.
Right, of course you did.
And we took things that we cared about because we were very practical about saying our house may not be here when we come out of the basement. There's a fine line of saying that, like I just did, or saying we could die. And you don't know which way to go with your children. Where's that line drawn? And you don't want to scare them.
Right. It depends on how old they are, too. With little ones, you don't want to freak them out more than they're already freaked out. So you definitely want to stay calm, and you want to keep your vocabulary in the middle of a crisis very calm, and I'm going to keep you safe, and let's do this, and we have a plan. I think a lot of people in Oklahoma do have a safety plan, and that's a good thing. Going through those drills like you do at work or school at your house is a great thing, because then you know what to expect. You know that the backpack is already in the basement. You know we have games to play. You know we have water down there. You're not worried about all those things, so you're talking about safety planning with your kids also.
As a meteorologist, I went to a lot of schools and talked about weather safety, and I know kids are very weather savvy here, and and I think it's important too to remind kids, like, not every thunderstorm creates a tornado.
Right.
That doesn't happen all the time. Important too, I suppose, to stay positive, right?
Sure, definitely. And that education piece is wonderful. I think anytime we're scared of something, we're fearful of something, it's oftentimes because we don't know what's going on. We're not educated about it. So learning more about storms, again, learning more about safety plans, those kinds of things can really help out.
So don't keep bottled up, because that's kind of what you want to do right now. You want to see it on the news, you want to turn it off and not talk about it. Don't do that, right?
You want to make sure that you're not seeing a lot on television all the time, on Facebook, on Twitter, everywhere, all the time. But yes, you do want to focus on what's positive, and you do want to talk about things away from technology. You want to confront your fears, like we were talking about, Julie, with education. Educate yourself about storms as much as you can, about storm shelters, those kinds of things. Spend time with family and friends. Don't become so overwhelmed with everything that's going on and so focused on Facebook, Twitter, technology that you're not remembering to have fun and spend time with your family, have dinner, play games, go to the movies, those kinds of things, normalcy. Take care of your health. We always talk about exercise and we always talk about all these things, but are we really doing that? Even walking around the block, walking up and down stairs can really help your anxiety levels.
And the last one we had on the list was get involved in your community. In what way?
I think that there are great opportunities right now for reaching out to the victims of the tornadoes. We've all been told, don't just rush down to the area because it's not safe. Family and Children's Services have deployed mental health people to be on site in different areas of Oklahoma City to help out with mental health. But for families, you know, just gathering water, gathering clothes, getting involved in your community and knowing where to do that, and involving your kids in that is huge. Because just how we feel less anxious and we get a lot from helping others, kids are the same way, even more so sometimes.
Thank you, Carrie.
Great advice.
Yeah,
Great
it really
advice.
is.
Thank you so much. Family and Children's Services has a number of classes to help people manage relationships in their lives and offers individuals, couples, family, and group counseling too. For more information, call 918-587-9471.